So students, will start with the identity theft. So this module, in fourth module we have to start with an identity theft. So first we'll go, identity theft is just nothing but masquerading the people, right? So in that, what is the technical definition says about the identity theft is, the theft occurs when someone is illegally obtains or uses your personal information without your permission. So usually for the intention was to gain the financial gain or other fraudulent purposes. So what are the commonly stolen information when they are doing identity theft? What are the information that they will usually steal? One is a full name, another one is the social security numbers, credit card numbers, bank account details, and the login credentials like your social media accounts, email accounts, etc. So next, so the clearly says that what is the pathway to get to make an identity theft. So on which all the area they may interested. Okay. So next, why identity theft is a big deal. So because of the financial consequences. So what victims often face unauthorized ad charges. So they drain the accounts and they ruin the credit scores. Time effort. So it can take years to fully recover from the identity theft and clear up the fraudulent activities. And with the emotional stress, so they're dealing with identity theft, which can use a significant mental and emotional strain. For example, they have ruined all your bank amount. So what you guys will do? So the person will get into the emotional stress because how to manage their future life. So that's why the identity theft will come into the consequence of the financial and the time in order to rectify who have taken your money from your bank. So for that you would require to communicate with the person. So so to get back. So what are the procedures to get back? So all those things will take your time and effort, and that makes you with the emotional stress. So next, how does you can identify the identity theft has been happened to you. So one is with online scams and the phishing, another is the data breaches, and another one is the social engineering. How will be your data theft can happen, identity theft can happen. So how they will do? So one is through the fraudulent mails. I've already discussed about the phishings. So through the online scams, so that you have to own the lottery, you have to give your bank account details, kind of thing, and the data breaches like they're stealing the last set of personal data from the companies, exposing it to the online through a social engineering. So they are recognizing the details about the victims. So after asking them to after that they will gain the access to your accounts. So now in identity theft, the main goal or the target audience were intended, like they were under risk were 19 years. So why is that? Why 19-year-old people are getting at risk as of your age, right? So why? What is the reason? So one is a heavy online presence, lack of awareness, financial independence. Like always be with the Facebook, Instagrams, online shoppings. So that is one of the thing. And another one is a lack of awareness. Cybersecurity awareness is very less in the people or with the students kind like you. Another one is a financial independence, opening a bank account, applying for student loans and credit cards are the new opportunities for the thefting one. So next, how you can protect yourself from the identity theft. So one is you can make use of the strong passwords for everything and enabling the two-factor authentication, monitoring your credits and be cautious about the information that you share on the online. So next, what are the signs of an identity theft? So you can expect that unexpected credit card charges or the loan applications, receiving the bills or collection notices for the accounts that you didn't open only. So alerts from your bank or credit monitoring service about your suspicious activity, saying that this much amount of money has been deducted. Okay, so that will be, even though if you're not open, even though you didn't open the accounts, but still you're facing that this much amount of money has been deducted from your account, kind of thing. So next, what to do if you are a victim of an identity theft? So suppose if you facing all these things, so then what you should do? first thing you need to report it. So what you have to do, you have to contact, for example, if any money that is going out of your bank in the absence of your consciousness, so then what you need to do is you have to report it to your bank, or if maybe the credit card companies or the Federal Trade Commission. Okay, so next thing, then you have to freeze your credit. So you have to block your account. Then after that you need to file a case, or you under this scenario, saying that so this much amount of money has been stolen from my bank account where I am not aware of it. Okay, so that is the one. So this pictorial representation of an identity theft, if you come to know that you are a victim, so then what are the things that you have to do? You have to report it, you have to freeze your account, you have to file a complaint in the police, so in order to make ensure that you're enhancing your security measures. So next you comes under the personally identifiable information, that is PII. So what definition stands for? Personally identifiable information refers to the any information that can be used to identify an individual either on its own or when combined with the other data, which mean to say that so this personally identifiable information can be they are taking an information of a one person and pretending that I am that person, or he is collecting three or more people's information collected together and generating the new identification, generating the new copy of it. So that is the meaning of the personally identifiable information. So this is the pictorial representation. So it can be a name of yours, address, phone number, email address. Okay. Next, under this, what are the types will come? So one is a basic information, sensitive information, and the digital identifiers. Basic information is regarding about your full name, what address, which phone number, what's your date of birth, everything. Sensitive information is your social security numbers, driver's license numbers, passport number, bank account details, credit card numbers, Aadhaar number, PAN number. So it goes like this. So next you have an digital identifiers. How you can identify digitally? One is with the email address, login credentials, IP address, and social media profile links. So this will be a pictorial representation in order to make you remember like the types which are present in PII. So it will give you a clear picture about what includes in it. Okay, next, why PII is important to you? Because the criminals use stolen PI to commit identity theft. For example, he has used every information about you, your name, where in which location that you born, you to whom you have a communication, everything. So I already told you personal information. What do you mean by PII? Personally identifiable information. So, in order to identify you personally, you should have some characteristics, which includes of your name, father name, mother name, how many siblings you have, where you studied, which location you are staying in. So, all this information, if the hacker comes to know that, so he will make use of his and he will stay somewhere else and pretending that you are that person and doing some illegal activity. So when they got a complaint to the police, so then they will track your name and your address. Okay, so they may be use it for the fraudulent accounts or maybe to steal the money. So next, for the online security, many online services requires PII to authenticate your identity. So protecting it is a crucial thing. This gives you a pictorial representation of it. So next, protecting, how you can protect it. One is limit sharing, use of encryptions. So limit sharing means you are only providing your information to the interested person, you know that person, so you can believe him. Whatever the information that I'm giving to him will not get broadcasted to anybody or it cannot be misused anyway. And in use of the encryption, so ensure that your sensitive data is encrypted when you shared online. A secure web means when you are communicating with your online banking systems. So what you gonna do is you have to check that whether the website is secured or not. How you can able to identify it that website is secured or not? By looking at the HTTPS, where it is SSL socket secured layer is present or not. So next, so this is just a pictorial representation of it. So then we have classifying this PII into two things. One is a non-classified information and one is a classified information. What do you mean by non-classified information? Non-classified information which refers to data which is publicly accessible and it is not sensitive to the privacy or security concerns. However, it may be still associated with the individual or the organization. So below are the non. So these are all we are categorizing into non-classified information. So non-classified information is public information, private information, confidential business information, routine based information and personal information. So we'll see one by one. So what do you mean by the public information? It's the information which is widely accessible to public and pose no risk, like your Facebook account. So your name, you are public there, no issues, there is no risk. Publicly available contact information, phone numbers listed in a directory, public records such as the court decisions, government publications, or any property ownership details. So the key point here is does not require any special handling or protection for this. Information may be accessible by any individuals or the organizations. Personal information can identify your individuality but does not necessarily require the confidentiality. Personal information is often used for everyday purposes and is less sensitive. Okay, so for example, personal information is name, age, date of birth, email address. So those are all not necessary to be secured or encrypted form. Next, you have a routine based information. Routine based information is nothing but whatever the day to day activities that you do. So that when means like you will get up, you will go to college, you will go for a playing. So all these are the routine based information. So that cannot be what you can it is not necessary to maintain the confidentiality in it. Okay, so that is the meaning of the routine based one. So examples they have given here. And private information, so information that belongs to an individual, it is meant to be private. So that is actually protected by the laws and the regulation. Unauthorized access or sharing of the private information can be lead to the privacy breaches. So examples are like this: personal phone numbers, medical information, personal financial medical information and personal financial details will be what I can say the big threat. So the most probably the hackers, if they gain your medical information, now we are going with the federated learning where their concentration is on the medical information, how the information about the patient should not be shared across anybody. Okay, so that is how. So this is the pictorial representation of the personal information, what and all it should contain. So next you have a confidential business information which is critical to the business operation of an organization, must not be protected from the unauthorized access or disclosure. This includes the data that, if exposed, could harm the organization, which provides a competitive advantage to the others. So examples are like they have suppose if the company is are doing some business. So company is doing some business, so they have prepared one plan. If the competitor get to know about the plans or their strategies, so they may they can take, so they can copy it and they can go ahead of them to get some profit over it. So that is one of the thing. So what are the safeguarding essential elements of the business confidentiality? As like also business plans, client list, to whom, which clients they are having communication with, or what are their financial records and what is their marketing strategies that they are doing. Okay, so next under the classified information you have a confidential information. So this particularly I can say we can target to our militaries. Okay, so confidential information which refers to the data that is restricted to a specific group of individuals or it can be in organizations where unauthorized disclosures could potentially cause the harm to the national security, defense or the interest of a country. So example can be an armed forces. So armed forces will have the personal files where it contains the sensitive details about the military people. Correct. So if suppose if I've taken XYZ as a military person, So where they have deployed, what is their status, in which location, what is his role. So if that comes to know to the terrorist, so they can easily attack them, correct? So next we have a military strategies and tactics. Suppose if they are planned to target to attack on some terrorists, so if that is get to know by some other people or some get to know by the terrorist, so then it will be a problem. So that is the confidential informations. Next you have a secret information. Secret informations. So secret information is highly sensitive, critical to the national security. I already told you when it is about the confidentiality, then we can the target will be to the nations. So unauthorized disclosure could cause significant damage to the military, intelligence community, or the diplomatic relations. So this information is classified to prevent any exposures to the adversaries or unauthorized chat persons. So military and the intelligence operations, that we can go with the secret information. In that military operation plans, intelligence reports will not be disclosed to anybody. So that is the secret confidentiality. Okay, so next you have a top secret informations. Again it is belongs to the military or defense. So here I have given one example. So Vital Defense Plans and the Cryptologic Intelligence System. So, so here you can able to view the diagrammatic of the risk of exposing the classified military information. So you have primitive strike risk, vulnerability to enemies, international tensions, where vulnerability to enemies exposing the weaknesses in the defense system, international tensions, potential for diplomatic conflicts. Preemptive strike risk means increase the likelihood of the attacks. So key point here is top level, top secret vital defense plans is limited to a small number of authorized military personnel, which including only the top defense officials or the high ranking of officers. So exposure of such plans could destabilize the national security and lead to the disastrous outcomes, including the failure of the military defense operations and increased vulnerability attacks. Cryptography intelligence systems means systems involve the highly sensitive encrypted communication and intelligence gathering system used by the military and intelligence agencies to secure the classified data. Cryptologic intelligence is crucial for maintaining secure communication channels and intercepting the foreign adversaries' communications. Any compromise which can could lead to the breakdown of a secure network. So these are all the components of the cryptologic intelligence. So this will be with the military information security risk. So they are applying the algorithm. The attacks can happen with an encryption algorithm as well as the signal intelligence. So this is about what do you mean by identity theft. What are the classification of it. So the next part we'll be discussing in the next section. Thank you so much for listening.